Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Let's Play Orcs Must Die. We are killing lots of orcs. We played the second level last time. Got the sweet new boom barrel, which I'm probably not ever going to use. It's a trap that doesn't linger. You place it once, and then when you shoot it, or when orcs hit it or something, maybe, I don't know. But when it takes damage, it explodes, and then it's gone. So they're cheap, but they're just kind of one-time use items. And I don't roll like that. I prefer traps that I can place and that they will constantly be helping us.
Another day, another fortress, another rift to defend. They always seem to break through the doors. We should do something about that.
Very astute observation from our war mage friend there. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. This is going to be a little odd, as you saw from the layout when I was up there, and it's called the corner, and there are these chandeliers. I can shoot them down and they'll kill whatever's underneath them and all that sort of thing. Alright, so you're going to come in here. You can see there's these drippy acid pools. Those indicate more traps. So there are just kind of these stage hazards, these environmental hazards. These pits here, you can get like physics traps and like punt orcs into the pits off the map and that sort of thing. We don't have anything like that, but it is possible. Okay, so pretty straightforward, just a corner, just kind of a generic L-shaped corner that we got going on here. Now come all the way up here. Okay, so I think the idea is the game wants me to be up here shooting at orcs. You know, being able to kind of bounce from one side to the other. Honestly, I'm probably going to go down below anyway. So where do we want to set up our little choke point? I mean, the walls are okay here. So let's take a look and see what we got. So yeah, boom barrel, floor trap, blows up when damaged. You just plop them on the ground, then if you shoot it or something, it'll blow up. So I like tar. That's pretty awesome. Arrow walls, those are nice as well. Floor scorcher, yeah, I could get behind that. We can't actually unequip the crossbow. We can bring in other weapons, but we can't just remove the crossbow straight up. So we will always... Oh, excuse me. We will always have that taking up our first slot there. Alright, so let's see what we got going on here. Arrow wall looks like it will cover the entire area. So that's nice. Honestly, I mean, I really like the setup that we had last time. I think I might, just for fun... Well, yeah, just for fun. Let's go with... We'll trade out the floor scorcher for the shock zapper, which is a ceiling mounted trap. You'll see why in a minute. It's just for fun, just going to show it off. And I'll bring the vampiric gauntlets instead of the alchemist satchel, just again for the sake of doing something different. We don't have a ton of variety right now because we don't have many traps unlocked yet. It'll get more interesting later on. So if we look at the top here, you can see there's pictures of two different orcs. This will show us what enemies can potentially show up in the level. Well, not potentially, they will show up. We will be seeing orc warriors, you know, just the standard orcs that we've seen before. Single-minded brute who heads for the rift. But then there are these new crossbow orcs. These are going to be showing up basically from here on out for the rest of the game. We're going to be seeing these guys show up. They shoot crossbow bolts at me and my minions. So if I have like archers or something, they will stop and take pot shots at my archers or at my my paladin. We had a paladin floating around at the last level, back by the rift. Yep, so this will always be our guide as to what sort of creatures we can expect to see. Alright, now...
I'm so clever!
We're just going to want to go something like this.
That's going to leave a mark. A little present for you.
Get that actually lined up. I am a little bit on the OCD side when it comes to this game. And then, you know what? We'll do a second, since we don't have enough to do a second entire layer of tar traps there. We'll do something like that. Seems like a good idea. Now, let's see if it actually is a good idea. Again, still pretty early in the game, so it's not going to be super threatening or anything. There will be 5 waves, so we are kind of growing in waves over time.
We're under the bridge.
Vampiric gauntlets, as you can see, they use mana and then we get to the point where we can't really attack because we're out of mana. That's when we turn our health into mana and keep going.
Yes! Bye-bye.
See, so that wasn't bad. Now let's do another layer of tar. Again, we can only get 2 down, but that's okay. That's more than enough for now. Also, if we do ever actually need to grab HP, I think I mentioned this in one of the previous videos, if you stand by the rift, you can recover all your health. So that's nice. Now these guys are ranged, so we do maybe need to be a little careful about them. But again, I'm using the vampiric gauntlets, so I can take shots from them and not have to worry about it too much.
What a mess!
Oh no, he didn't!
Booyah!
Alright, that wasn't bad. Let's add in a shock zapper for a little bit of fun here. These are super expensive, but I'll let you just guess what happens when an enemy walks underneath them. And then we'll kind of hang out back here and see if we can convince some poor hapless orc to walk under it. Ah, they don't even have to get all the way under it. That's pretty cool too. So different traps have kind of different ways of resetting. So you can see the arrows got shot out of the wall, and then now there are no arrows in the trap. So we kind of have to wait for our traps to reset. That's kind of one of the things about this game. The shock zapper, it shoots all, however many blasts it can hold, like 4 or something.
A little present for you.
Let's bring in an extra trap here to help us out a little bit. There we go. So the shock zapper has... Oh man, it's all red and stuff in there. The 4 glowy points that you can see on each edge, those each represent a charge, and then at each lightning blast that it does consumes 1 charge.
Some new decorations.
Yeah, we'll just go like that and just line the whole area with shock... Well, not shock, with arrow traps, and we'll probably put some tar down here. And I'm probably only going to go 2 wide because I'm not expecting a ton of enemies to make it past the shock traps here. Obviously some will, but... Oh, miss with my stun bolt. It'd be nice to get some more of those shock traps down, however, they are super expensive. 800 apiece, and they only cover 1 physical, like, vertical tile. The arrow walls, in contrast, they're nice because they, you know, A, they cost less, just straight up, they're cheaper. But more than just that, they cover a range of tiles. They cover 3 tiles across. Which, I don't know, kind of makes them more useful in my eyes. That's okay, the shock ones are quite powerful. Just really like that.
Good.
And then we'll get ready for another layer of tar here. That should be enough to stop pretty much everything. This is also the final wave too, so not too terribly concerned by that. I don't think we have much to worry about. stun a bunch of those guys so that hopefully my shock traps regenerate and wipe them out. Although that didn't happen. It can take some of these traps, some of the like really powerful ones, like the shock zappers, a really long time to recharge. Ooh! I used up too much of my mana and died there, son of a gun. Well, I think you guys get the gist of it. I will probably beat it a second time off camera just for that 5th skull, since I was a bit of an idiot there. We can use this chance to look at the upgrade system, however. So you can see all these different thingies. We have 14 skulls in the bottom right-hand corner there. And when you look at each of the items, you can see some of them might change their names. Like this goes from being a spike trap to a poisoned spike trap. And you can see in the upgrade section of that card there, spike traps gain a short snare. So it'll pop out and it'll kind of stick the enemy to that spot for a second. So they won't really be able to move, or it might slow them down or something. Something along those lines. And that would cost 8 skulls to get that upgrade. Sticky Tar. This will just slow down enemies even more. Extended Arrow Wall gives them extra range. Not bad. Super Boom Barrel will do more damage over a larger radius. Storm Zapper will hold an additional charge. That could be pretty handy. Mana Fountain. More mana will be contained in there. A larger pool of mana that it'll build up. Floor Burner. The Floor Scorcher will have a wider arc of fire, so overlap with some neighboring tiles. So all of these are pretty good. We don't have enough for the Floor Burner upgrade. I think I'm going to go with the Sticky Tar Trap, though, because slowing enemies down a significant amount. I mean, tar is honestly, I think, one of the more useful traps in the entire game. I will probably be using it, you know, through the entire game. So we did that. We made our upgrade, and that it was all sales are final. We do not have any sort of opportunity to renegotiate that upgrade, if you will, or to get our skulls back, get a refund, nothing like that. So they are permanent. So you know, generally, especially early in the game like I am, you only want to use your upgrades where it'll actually be worth it, on traps that you're actually planning on using. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. Thank you all for joining me. Let's take a look at our stats. Ooh, we just barely beat par time. Beat it by 7 seconds. Oh well. Anyway, thank you all for joining me, and I will see you in the next video.